I come from sticky humidity and honeysuckle, from piles of fallen leaves and sledding down steep streets. I come from catching fireflies in jars on summer evenings, from salamander-filled creeks, red clay earth, and windy roads through cow-filled pastures. I come from faculty kids playing capture the flag at department picnics. I come from reverence for a university that didn't admit women until it had to. I come from high school girls sneaking into fraternity parties. I come from y'all and honey and where are you from? I come from the centroid of Virginia, such that if you cut out the state and spun it around on the tip of your finger, it would be resting on my hometown. I come from Charlottesville. My childhood red brick and white pillar home was built on plantation fields, the big house in view out of my bedroom window. In a state where my parents' interracial marriage was declared legal by the Supreme Court only a year before we moved there. A Chinese Jewish 10-year-old clad in colonial garb, I gave bicentennial tours of historic Court Square, the pride of Jack Jewett's ride, the shame of the slave block. I shielded myself from chink and African bubba lips by tuning it out and fitting in. I tagged along with my white Catholic friends to Sunday Mass, and I never saw the inside of my best friend's Black Baptist church. Elementary school classmates fell away through academic tracking, populating my AP classes with students who lived near the new high school. Built after desegregation, in close proximity to affluent white families, a long bus ride home for the less fortunate and the darker skinned. Where in 1984, a high school newspaper article about 17 years after desegregation revealed typically unspoken racism, fanned the embers of frustration and exclusion, drew Black students out of their classrooms to gather in the cafeteria, provoked early school closure, racist spray paint, rumors of weapons, mobilization of administrators and student leaders. I was one who promoted peace in extended homeroom sessions. There was the day when those of us whose parents let us go to school felt outnumbered by button-wearing community members lining the halls. There was no violence, and together we fell back into relieved silence. Oh, Charlottesville. I learned to drive stick shift on your hilly streets. I learned to hike in the Blue Ridge Mountains. I learned to swim in the public pool in the black part of town. I learned to read and to play flute and to dance and to drink and to kiss within your city limits. I became an outspoken bisexual feminist, activist, and academic, a Californian. You became a haven for DC fleeing yuppies who renovated tattered homes and installed central air. You replaced my first employer, Mr. Donut, with fresh Korean cuisine. You transmuted ham biscuits into tapas. You incubated the Dave Matthews Band. You reopened the long dormant Paramount Theater and hosted Yo-Yo Ma. You welcomed President Barack Obama, who spoke on your tree-lined pedestrian mall. You became so progressive. You thought things had changed. And now, your name is invoked at podiums and pulpits, shorthand for Confederate monuments, and armed white supremacists bearing tiki torches, for sacred Jewish scrolls snuck out of the synagogue for protection, for lives on the line and one lost because they couldn't let the Nazis' chants fill your streets unanswered. Keeping company with Selma and Skokie and Ferguson. You hold complex meaning for those of us who know you, and are a tragic Instagram for those who don't. My heart didn't used to feel heavy when I said it. I come from Charlottesville.